Under no circumstances does the KMC Journalism Department encourage drug use or any illicit activities. The activities shown and the opinions given in this video are intended for humorous purposes only. For more information on the KMC drug policy, please see the website, capon.org. This is not a legitimate tutorial on how to beat a drug test. How to beat the drug test, hosted by Patrick Hollings.
So if you haven't heard the news, Capen's drug testing this year, and what they're doing is cutting off the top part of your pinky, then taking some strands of hair and dipping it in the blood, and that blood will tell if you've done any drugs. You know, you barely even use your pinky for anything. It's kind of useless. If I had one wish, it would be that I had all 10 fingers on my right hand, so my left hand could just be a fist for punching. One of my favorite ways to beat the drug test would be wearing a pumpkin on your head, a hollowed out pumpkin like a jack-o'-lantern. The roots that are left and some of the seeds in there get into your hair and have an anti-drug molecule that latches onto your DNA. So you pass the drug test. There's one downside that you cannot take it off at all. Sleeping sometimes is uncomfortable. People give you funny looks. But otherwise, I mean, it's totally worth it. The third way that we could beat the drug test would be to do like 3 months worth of exercises, which is how long you're supposed to stay away from drugs and alcohol. Do 3 months worth of exercise in 2 hours. And it has to be concentrated into 2 hours because it's the amount of sweat you get out per second. Makes sense. It makes sense if you don't think about it. Yeah. Another way would be to drink a concoction of things it's hard to describe. It's like 12 different ingredients, and you have to make it in a certain order, and it changes the chemical makeup of your hair. It's one of my favorite ways because it's tasty and delicious as well. It's just a tasty and delicious way to cheat sobriety. Some of the ingredients in the concoction include bananas from the plains of Granada, Spain, specifically. Olives from the olive orchards of Athens. Bat guano, otherwise known as makeup. But it's acceptable to get it straight from the bat. Carrots from the gardens of leprechauns. And water from the flowing streams of Mordor. So another way to beat the drug test would be to wear magnets in your hair. So like pull your hair up and put magnets on the outside of them and hold it up. And this way is good because it completely changes the whole identity of your hair, and it actually breaks the drug testing machine that the hair is put into. It's one of my favorite ways because it's not very painful, and you look cool. It's like a hipster thing to do, to put magnets in your hair. One more way to beat the drug test is to grow your own clone through genetics research. They say it's not existent yet, but it is. Your clone can just not do drugs, and you can totally have them take the test for you. I'm hoping to grow my own clone one day so I can love it and nurture it. So the final way to beat the drug test would be to not do drugs, which is seems pretty simple, but I'll explain it anyway. You're at a party and someone's like, "Oh, hey, do this alcohol with me," and I'm like, "No, I'm not gonna do alcohol." And they're like, "Chug this marijuana." And I'm like, "No, come on. I'm not going to chug marijuana with you. Degenerate. I'm a good kid. I go to Cape Mount Carmel Catholic High School." Yeah.
Remember to be safe and don't do drugs.